growth and expels it during fall decomposition. He noticed that the natural ups and downs of the carbon cycle weren't following a straight line. They were actually climbing, which meant more and more CO2 was remaining in the atmosphere each year. His graph documenting the CO2 rise became known as the Keeling curve.
The Keeling curve proved that human beings are increasing the levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and carbon dioxide is a primary global warming gas.
Fossil fuels that took millions of years to form, we are now burning and releasing as carbon dioxide in just a few decades.
And the effects are irreversible because the gases, once they're emitted, stay in the atmosphere for decades, centuries, even millennia. While we sit here, we're breathing some of the CO2 that was emitted by the first Model T, and some of it will still be here 1,000 years from now. That's the way we're building in an irreversible problem.
The global scientific community no longer questions how we got to this point. It worries that we are pushing the climate to the point of no return. Dr. Nick Lund of the Canadian Wildlife Service is on a return trip to the remote Arctic region of Churchill, Manitoba, along Canada's Hudson Bay. Lund has tracked the polar bear population and its movements here over the past 2 decades in the largest and most comprehensive study of the species ever conducted. His team tranquilizes the bears they find and collects data on each one captured. Their updated records go into the database.
The size of the population has declined from about 1,200 back in the 80s to now it's under 950, so a decline of about 22%, and it's directly linked to early